$34.24. That's what a food and drink combo costs at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, the most expensive World Cup venue on the menu. MetLife Stadium, hosting the final, $33.22. A single hot dog, $8.50. A slice of pizza, $12. You'll pay more for that slice inside the stadium than you would at most restaurants outside it. That hot dog wasn't made today. At Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, food prep starts a full week before game day. 1,000 pounds of brisket, 1,000 pounds of pork butt, a couple thousand pounds of mac and cheese, 12 chefs, 300 cooks, 71,000 people to feed, and the same hot dog that costs $8.50 at MetLife, $2 in Atlanta. Same supplier, same product, 4 times the price difference, same stadium system, different owner's philosophy. So what happens inside a stadium kitchen that turns a 60-cent hot dog into a $9 purchase? You don't buy food from the stadium, you buy it from one of 4 companies. Levy Restaurant Group serves 10 NFL stadiums. Aramark handles more than 30 NCAA venues and multiple NFL arenas. Sodexo Live and Legends split most of the rest. Between them, 4 corporations control nearly every concession stand at every major stadium in America. The same companies that run hospital cafeterias and corporate lunchrooms also run the grill behind your Section 200 hot dog stand. And here's the part most fans miss entirely. For the 2026 World Cup, MetLife Stadium normally pours Pepsi. But Coca-Cola is FIFA's official beverage sponsor, a partnership running since 1978. So for every World Cup match at MetLife, the entire drink system switches to Coca-Cola. Same stadium, same taps, different brand. NFL game in September, Pepsi. World Cup match in June, Coke. You don't choose your drink, the sponsorship deal chose it for you. FIFA calls the stadium interior a clean zone. Once you walk through the gate, you buy from their concessions or you don't buy at all. No outside food, no outside drinks. The prices inside aren't competing with anyone because inside that gate, there is no competition. Captive audience, captive pricing. Feeding 80,000 people isn't cooking, it's logistics. And the clock starts a week before anyone walks through the gate. Game day -7. The executive chef finalizes the menu and places bulk orders. Proteins arrive frozen. Brisket goes into smokers. Pork shoulders into slow cookers. Sauces get made from scratch in batches measured in hundreds of pounds. At Mercedes-Benz Stadium, executive chef Matt Cooper runs it this way. Everything we do is in bulk, high volume. If we're doing brisket, it's 1,000 pounds of brisket, 1,000 pounds of pork butts, a couple thousand pounds of mac and cheese. Game day -3. The commissary kitchen inside the stadium fires up. This isn't the concession stand. It's a full-scale industrial kitchen most fans never see. Prep cooks portion toppings. Nacho chips get weighed into serving containers. Buns get counted and stacked. Condiment dispensers loaded. Every item that can be prepped without cooking gets prepped now. Game day -12 hours. Before sunrise, 300 workers clock in. The proteins that started cooking days ago come out of holding and onto warming stations. Hot dogs go into boiling trays, not grilled over flame, boiled and held at temperature. The grill marks on some stadium dogs come from a roller grill that scores the surface, not an open flame. Buns get steamed in batches. Cheese sauce made days earlier, cooled, stored flows into heated dispensers set at exactly 65 degrees Celsius. Too hot and it separates. Too cool and it won't pour. Nachos get assembled in stages. Chips into trays. Protein portioned on top. Cheese pumped from the dispenser in a single motion. The whole assembly takes under 10 seconds per order. The beer system alone is an engineering project. Walk-in coolers sit deep inside the stadium, some on the loading dock level, some below the stands. From each cooler, insulated lines run hundreds of meters through walls, under floors, up through risers to every tap on every level. The system has to maintain temperature across the entire run. Each line gets flushed and pressure tested before gates open. One CO2 tank running low mid-game means flat beer for an entire section. One glycol chiller failing means warm pints on a 90-degree day. The bartender pouring your $12 beer is the last step in a cold chain that started in a basement you'll never see. For the 2026 Super Bowl at Levi's Stadium, Levy Restaurant Group prepped 10,000 hot dogs, 1,500 pounds of Dungeness crab, 2,000 pounds of prime beef tenderloin, 4,000 oysters, 8,000 margaritas. The menu alone took 2 years to develop. That's one game, one night. Gates open, 30 minutes. Everything has to be ready. 60 to 80,000 people flood in at once. The first rush hits immediately. Fans arriving early want food before kickoff. Then it calms. Then halftime. 15 minutes. Thousands of people hit concession stands simultaneously. Every warming tray, every fryer, every tap running at maximum capacity. Each stand processes hundreds of orders. If a tray runs empty mid-rush, it's empty. No backup coming from a kitchen that already sent everything it had hours ago. A week of prep, 300 cooks, thousands of pounds of food, served in a 15-minute window. Then the second half starts, and half of it is already gone. Same hot dog, same bun, same mustard. Atlanta, $2. MetLife, $8.50. Arthur Blank owns the Atlanta Falcons and Mercedes-Benz Stadium. When the stadium opened in 2017, he made a decision no other NFL owner had made. Drop concession prices to near street level. $2 hot dogs, $2 sodas, $3 slices of pizza. His reasoning: fans who aren't getting gouged on food stay longer, spend more on merchandise, and come back more often. Same loss leader logic as Costco's $4.99 chicken. And for the 2026 World Cup, Blank kept those prices. Same stadium hosting the same tournament as MetLife, and a hot dog costs a quarter of the price. But Blank is the exception. Everywhere else, the math runs the other way. A hot dog that costs 60 cents to produce retails for $8 to $9. A soda that costs the stadium pennies per cup sells for $5 to $6. The markup on beer bought in kegs at wholesale runs between 700 and 1,000%. These aren't restaurant margins, they're captive market margins. And this World Cup, fans noticed. Mexico City's opening match, tacos inside Estadio Azteca, priced at 10 times street value. Fans called it daylight robbery. One comment went viral. At this rate, fans are going to smuggle tacos into the stadium. In New York and New Jersey, attorneys general launched an investigation into FIFA's pricing model, accusing the organization of manipulating fans into sky-high prices. The food itself isn't the scandal. The logistics are real. A week of prep, hundreds of cooks, industrial-scale production for a 15-minute window. That costs money. But a $2 hot dog in Atlanta proves the markup isn't about cost. It's about what a captive audience will pay when there's nowhere else to go. $9, one hot dog, made last Tuesday, boiled this morning, wrapped in foil at halftime. And somewhere in Atlanta, same hot dog, same tournament, same day, $2. That's the process. We reveal how things actually work, one story at a time. If there's something you'd like us to explore next, let us know. Until then, trust the process.